I think right now I'm in a phase of creating natural makeup looks, and therefore if you're a beginner and you would like to learn with me as I also progress in my makeup journey, grab a seat and let's do it together. So first I start with cleansing my face, cleaning all the oils and the moisturizers off, and then I go in with moisturizing, because apparently makeup needs a little moisturizing for your makeup to look good and your skin to look plump. So I always start off with eyebrows, though most people don't, but it's easy for me that way. So I always clean my eyebrows first, remove the moisturizers that went in, dry them up and powder them up so that they don't become oily after I'm done. I used to get that sort of thing before, but then once I learned to powder them, it's a really nice technique. So my brows are microbladed, so shaping is not that hard for me. I just go in with eyebrow pencil and shade them some more. I go in with a black pencil from the middle to the last part, and then I get a brown pencil to go in at the front of the eyebrows so that they don't look so dark at the front. This gives them a really natural look. So that's the really first thing that I learned about eyebrows, is you have to try to be light at the front. Most of the times the brown pencil does it better, and then you can go darker at the end, especially if you're brown skinned. Even when you're dark skinned, it's still looks really nice if it's not so dark at the front. So I go in with my spoolie and brush them upwards, and then after that I go in with my concealer on a brush and just outline them out. I've also really found that outlining the eyebrows, they really look nice if you don't have like any excess hair outside. So it's best that you shape your eyebrows before you do the eyebrow makeup. Yep, because once you have the hairs outside going into your concealer or your foundation, it doesn't look neat at all. So this is me going on the lower part with my concealer shade and try to blend it out a little bit. Honestly, whenever I'm doing my eyebrows, I have a voice in my head that says, girl, you should buy brushes. You need new makeup brushes. As you can see, like, I don't have small blending brushes for the concealer, so it's something that I know I need to do, but somehow I keep on neglecting to buy the brushes. But honestly, I need a new makeup brush set. So yeah, I use this brush to blend, but it's supposed to be really smaller than this. The red brush is supposed to be smaller than this, and it makes things easier. So on the upper part, I go in with my foundation shade and still with a different brush, and just make sure that it's precise and well lined together. And I really love how this comes out. It's the perfect shade for me, and it's complete coverage. Like, it's so beautiful. So yes, I line them and then try to blend it out a little bit. One thing I learned about blending is, when you're blending, you don't do too much because you still want the product to remain, right? Before, I used to blend a lot, and then at the end I would have like skin patches popping out in some parts because I completely blended out the product and the product completely moved, So yeah, I learned that only blend a little bit on the sides. You try to leave the product there, because that's the point of doing makeup, right? To have product on the face. Anyways, yeah, that's all about blending. yeah, I had to show off my outfits because wow, this looks amazing. The shape is nice, the size is perfect. So next we're gonna do my foundation, and another for foundation to come out really neat and nice, I put it on a brush and then still blend it out on the back of my hands, right, so that when it touches the skin it's already blended. It's already like equal amount. You don't have big patches on one part and smaller patches on the other part. So it's also something I just learned recently and thought I could share. So immediately after I pick it up with my brush, blend it on the back of my hand, and then I can apply on my face so that it applies evenly. And the coverage of this foundation is, it's crazy. Like it's covering all my dark spots. I mean, it talks for itself. I don't need to talk for it. But yeah, that's me blending it out. And during this makeup I was also trying to ignore the parts that I'm gonna cover with concealer so that I don't have a lot of products on my face in one part. So I didn't want to go in with foundation under the eyes since I'm gonna apply concealer over there. So that's how my foundation blend came out, so nice. And then we're gonna do the concealer, of course. For concealer, the application won't be the same as foundation. We just blend it out later. So first we just apply it on the parts that we have to apply concealer, and then after application we can blend it out later. So I apply it under the eyes, on the bridge of the nose, the forehead, chin, and then the what's the part called, bro? Under the nose. So yes, after applying you let it dry a little bit. Don't let it dry too much because the blending will be so hard. You just let it dry a little bit if it's watery anyway, but if it's thick then you don't need to let it dry that much. So yes, that's my application for this look, and let it dry a little bit and then came back with my sponge to blend out. So the other thing you need to know about concealer is when you're blending, it's best to start from the edges as you work your way in, right? Because we don't want to start from in and drag the product all the way out. So that's what I'm trying to do, trying to blend from the edges. As you can see, it makes the application also even as well, so that you don't have harsh lines when I'm dragging the product. It's just perfect. So after the edges, then you try to come to the center little by little as you move the product closer to the under eye. Apparently if you just move the product closer to the under eye by blending, it doesn't create a lot of creases as it would if we just let the product sit under the eyes. I don't know if you get this, but yeah, it's also a really nice technique of applying. So gotta get a snack break because this is so draining, my goodness. So next we're gonna apply contour. I always apply my contour with a brush, and at this point of makeup we're only applying cream products. We're not yet applying any powders. We have to apply all the creams in place. We applied the foundation in cream, we applied the concealer, so we're applying the contour in cream, and then after applying all the cream products, then you can go in with the powders later on. I think contouring is something that we have to be very cautious about, as it can make or break your makeup. Because once you choose a shade that's so darker than your foundation shade or your skin tone, then you're gonna end up looking like, I don't know, a clown. So we just need to go easy on contouring, and this is something that I was not so aware of, because you know, when you're shopping, like when I was shopping for makeup, okay, yeah, like I just chose the darkest shade of contour, and my makeup always didn't come out as I hoped it would, right? So I just started recently using shades that are a little bit darker but not so dark, and honestly it makes all the difference. I mean, this shade is just a perfect shade. I can go a little bit darker, just a little bit, but this works compared to the shades that I used to use before when I just started to do my makeup. And it looks so nice, I won't lie. It's so nice. And it gives this simple, easy look, right? So yeah, another thing is we have to brush our contour all the way into the top of our eyelids, right? It gives your nose a snatched and finished look. That's amazing. Before I used to just contour it only on the bridge of the nose, and it didn't go into the eyelids, but this makes all the difference. Honestly, it looks beautiful. So I love it. It's perfect. So just keep on blending because we want an even look. And then I go back in with a brush, with my concealer brush on the bridge of the nose, because we want this line to be as small and sharp as possible, right? So yeah, so far so good. It looks amazing, I won't lie. And this is why we have to keep these brushes separately, because at any point during your makeup, you're gonna need one of the brushes that you use to apply anything into the makeup. So as you can see, I had to get the sponge that I used to blend out my concealer to blend the contour into the concealer, because this helps to reduce the appearance of harsh lines and it makes your makeup to look perfect. We also try to brush the contour into the hairline. We don't want to see any lines between the hair and the contour, any lines between the concealer and the contour. And I also went in with my foundation brush, as you can see, to blend out my foundation into the contour. So this is why I say that you need to keep all these brushes separately. At any point in time, you're gonna need them. You're gonna need one brush at least. Okay, so we're almost done with the creams. Lastly, we are putting on our blush. This blush palette is really pigmented, so I work with it slowly and carefully, a little by little. And this is exactly what I want to do if you're working with something pigmented. You just go in with something small, and when you need more, you can pick up more. But when you go in something big onto your makeup, blending it out will be a very big problem and it might not come out nicely. So that's what I'm trying to do. Small amounts at a time, and it's perfect, honestly. Define perfection and flawless and crisp. This is it. This is the answer. So yeah, as you can see, my blush right now has lines at the edges, right? So I still had to come back in with my concealer brush to blend the concealer into the blush. This is so funny. There is so much blending while doing makeup, but it's all worth it because it comes out so beautiful. And we still had to blend the contour into the blush, right, to make those lines invisible. We don't want to see where the brush is passing and where the brush is meeting the contour. No, we don't want that. So yes, I guess we're done with the creams and it looks amazing. As you can see, everything is applied really well. So next we're gonna go in with my setting powder. I use this banana, and before I apply that, I check for any creased lines under the eyes because that most of the time creases. So I have to first blend it out and then I can go in with the powder, right, to set. And after this application, when you follow this application of first blending out those creased lines, and then you can apply the powder, you won't see any creases anymore. Like, they'll be gone. Your makeup won't crease. It's just perfect. This tip is just phenomenal. I love it so much. So yes, this part used to creep me out. Honestly, I reached a point where I could do makeup, but I couldn't use the setting powder. Why? Because it made me look like a clown. Honestly, it was so hard to blend. I used to find it really hard to blend, but then later I found out that it's not that hard, you know. Just what you can do is, when you're applying the baking powder, blend it out on the back of your hand, apply it in your makeup, give it some time to melt into your makeup. And let me tell you something, the setting powder helps to keep all your products in place. It helps your makeup to last longer. Like, why wouldn't you apply it? So if you're scared about it, don't be, just apply it. As I've said, apply it, give it some time to melt into your makeup, and then grab a brush and clean up the excess. As simple as that. Clean up the excess, and more of what we can do about it, just keep watching. I guess this is the part in makeup where you need to trust the process. Like, don't judge, just trust the process. It will all work out at the end. So thanks to God, I'm not terrified of setting powder anymore. Right, and when we're setting, we have to set the contour on the nose and the blush. We set it all in place before we continue. So it's reduced now, but not all gone, right? Next, we're gonna set our cream contour in place using a dark powder shade, but still not so dark. We don't need something very dark because it look really funny. So just something that's close to your skin tone, but just a little bit, maybe one shade or two shades darker, so that it looks normal. So just apply this powder each and every place that we applied our contour. We apply it in the bridge of our nose, the cheekbones, jawbones. Why? Because we want our cream contour to stay in place. We don't want it to move. So slowly by slowly, we shall see that this setting powder is also disappearing and becoming normal. You know. So we have to contour the bridge of our nose. And for this, a smaller fluffy brush is better, though I don't have that. We already know that, right? So anyways, and now the biggest man in the room, we're gonna apply our concealer shade powder. Well, we applied the concealer, right? And this helps to cover up the setting powder. So yes, so as you can see, this side is completely different from this other side. We are starting to look normal again. Alright, so we're gonna go in with this powder on all the places that we applied concealer, bringing it back to normal from the ghost mode. So yeah, we also want to make sure the bridge of our nose is as sharp as possible. Blend out the excess. Always, you can always come in with a brush to correct each and everything. So always try to blend out any excess powders, anything that's out of place, to blend it out evenly. Yeah. Also going on with to define my contour powder, as you can see. And next, what we haven't said is our blush. So you have to apply the blush in places that we applied our cream brush. Still, as before, I go in with small quantities and build up on those to make a pigment that I desire. So as you can see, I'm adding on to my blush pigment slowly and building it up. But right here, right now, we can see that my blush has rough lines on the edges, right? So I'm going with my contour brush to blend out the lines between the contour and the blush, and then I go in to blend my concealer into the brush. That's how we get the flawless look. I also still go in my setting powder to make this line here as sharp as possible, because we want to snatch the nose. And what is my brush again? Blend out the excess powders. As simple as that. Don't forget to blend out the excess powders. So yeah, this is how it looks right now, and it looks good. So next we haven't set my foundation, right? So we have to get a powder that matches my foundation shade and put it in places that we applied foundation. And if you want, you can go this over the makeup that you want to give like a subtle look. You want to reduce its appearance. So sometimes I go over my concealer and blush to give it a bit subtle look, you know, chill it down, as you can see. So with this look, I decided to do a very simple eyeshadow look that's also cute and beginner friendly. But first we need to go in with concealer on our eyelids and blend it out evenly. Normally, most of the times when I do my makeup, I start with the eyebrows and then I do my eyeshadow next, but this time around I started to switch it up a little bit and see how it would come out. So yeah, I did it last. But anyways, blend out my concealer shade. Then I also went in with a powder that's like my contour shade powder at the edges of my eyelids. And try to blend it in. Right. This helps to create a very subtle look. Like if you want to create a subtle look, just go in with a powder shade that's a little bit darker than your normal shade, and then it gives you like a smoky, little bit smoky, but not so dark, not so hard to blend. Then I also decided to do like a mini crease, for the eyeshadow. Please remind me in the comment section that I need brushes. I need makeup brushes. Like I need to blend this out with a smaller, fluffier brush. Why is it so hard to find very nice makeup brushes? Where can I find nice makeup brushes? My goodness. So since this is what I have, I try to blend out with this, right? Although it's not practical at all. So my mini crease is done, and I'm gonna go in with a pink shade. At the edges, still on both eyes because we want everything to be uniform. And yeah, so what we do on the other side is the same thing we do on this other side, so that everything is in equal and even proportions. This pink is so bright and pigmented, but anyways, so we have this pink shade, and then in the inner corners I went in with a lighter pink to give it some sort of blend out. But I think a white shade, a little bit white, would have been better, right? This also looks nice though. Then went in with a brush to remove the excess, blend out the shades. Alright, that's our look. It's really came out really beautiful. And then I did my eyeliner. That was a bit messed up though. But hey, we are learning. I'm still learning. Progress, right?
trust in you. What will you do? Will you just step out? Will you duck it out? Will you be here to the end? I just wanna know if you my friend. I just wanna know if you.
So this is how my eyeliner came out. Not perfect yet, but it will be very soon. And then time to do a lip combo. So for the lips, I try to go in with a powder so that my lip liners can hold onto the lips, and yeah, go in with a brown pencil first to line the lips, and it helps to give the black lip liner a transition from black to brown. Blend it out a little bit, and then you can apply any lip shade that you want to apply. So line the lips with a black line at the edges. And then I also discovered you can actually use a brush to blend out the lip liner. I didn't know that. Can you imagine? So yeah, just grab a brush and blend out your lip liner so that it looks flawless. Just like that. And then went in with my lip color. I did some sort of a pink nude shade to match my eyebrows. So keep blending, blend. And yeah, that's the almost done with the look. It looks perfect and subtle, and it's a nice natural look. So you can tell me in the comment section how I did, if you liked this makeup look, and more tips will be coming onto your way. Thank you for watching. This is the finished look. The other thing also I have so many other things, but anyways,